Oh, hey guys, nothing fancy. Just wanted to tell you about the last couple of days here in Kiev, what happened today, which was kind of really cool for me, and where we go from here. Um, yeah, so I usually struggle with this bit of depression when I come here, the few times I've been here. Um, After my first long rotation, after the Battle of Kiev was over and down in Zaporizhzhia Oblast, I really struggled coming back here. Because Kiev was closed off, everything was shut, and then you come back 2 months later, and it's like hipsters, ice cream, bars, and and then after the explosion, I had my little brain damage. But caudal steroids didn't help either. Funny, I didn't put two and two together with that. But yeah, no, I got that here again because this time I chose to come back. Uh, I suppose every man has its limits, and I like to think that I'm less of a fucking pussy than most. I don't mean to say that derogatory, of course, but I didn't have the easiest upbringing, and I had to dry my eyes and get on with it. And I don't think everybody's had that. Even some of these special forces types that we have here, and they're quite special. But anyway, um, no, it has been much better being back this time. I do have that feeling, but I spend a bit more time around the hospitaller base. See, I'm lucky here. My friend Sasha lets me stay at his apartment that he never finished renovating. The bathroom's good, the bedroom's good, not the kitchen. But, I can enjoy my solitude. Um, but I do go to the hospitaller base more. Um, for a while when I went off before I got blown up, I was a bit renegade, just running around with a badge all around Donbass. And yeah, after that, they took care of me. The hospital gave me every bit of care and assurance that any member of the military would have. And yeah, it's just really nice because the organization is growing. Our battalion is quite big now, and they've got a training structure. There's even an application to join now, whereas like during the Battle of Kiev, it was like, here's a gun, here's a med pack, there's an ambulance, Booch that way, Irpine's that way. Like what a time to be alive, and I thought we'd all be dead. But yeah, no, the other night, it was last night, I meet this guy, and he knows a lot of them know who I am, because I guess of social media. Um, but or friends I've served with, because there's people I know of that I don't know. But I guess being the foreigner who stuck around, because there's not many of us, there's a few. But this guy approached me, and he's a dentist from Venezia. Now, that's a big medical university in Ukraine, and that's where Pirogov's from, or like one of the fathers of surgery. So I talked to him about that, and he said, "Yeah, I know you. I've seen your Sabachka Spetsnaz videos. I seen one today." And anyway, this young guy, when I say young, he's like 26, 27, good-looking young guy. He's gone today on his first rotation, and we were talking about that last night. And he's going to Kherson, and he told me his reasons for joining battalion. Um, where he could have joined a regular army unit or whatever, or not joined at all, could have joined the National Guard, whatever. But, it was family, it was country, it was that he wanted, it wasn't so much that he wanted to kill Russians, but he wanted to save Ukrainians. And he thought through hospitality, through the hospitalers, that he could do that. And, yeah, I just want to share that story, because I'm meeting more people the way they're coming through now. Um, it makes me proud, which talks about generators. Enrico in the National Aid Group, they came through just like they always do, Mr. Dependable. and brought 10 of the generators that he couldn't deliver last time that are bought and paid for your money, guys. And I decided to take 2 of them in Kyiv. He's brought 8 of them to Dnipro. They're waiting. My friend Olia, you might have seen her in my stories. She's storing them in Dnipro. But the 2 I kept. See, Putin's really fucking with the power here, you know. Um, Generators are very limited in the hospitaller base. I'm not going to say how many people are there right now, but quite a lot. This new base, we're growing. Um, they just had 1 generator and not the best. So why shouldn't we have 2 diesel generators? Our logistics are improving. The training facilities are quite good. Jesus, even the food's improved. You know, like we're dressing better, everything. Um, so yeah, they've got good, reliable power now. Until Zelensky sorts out the power or Putin stops fucking with the power. But what I wanted to tell you about was today. Um, so my friend Sasha, I stay at his house here, and he says Tuesday between 10 and 12, don't do any work, just meet me. So I meet him, we go to eat, and then I'm like, what's up now? He takes me to this place called Cloud9 Spa, and they got these meditation pods with these salt water tanks where you just sit in and you float and you meditate. And you know, my skin feels, I feel amazing. But what an amazing thing, you know. I was in there for an hour, and maybe 10 times thoughts would come into my head like, oh, you gotta talk to the commander about this. I was like, fuck off. Oh, before you go to Donbass, you gotta do this. But fuck off about this. Piss off. And I was just able to let it go. But then after that, I felt amazing. And Sasha says, well, I've got 1 book for you next week too. He's helped sort out some of my doctor's appointments, go to the chiropractor. Um, he says, we're going to have something to eat, and then we're going to the Museum of Corruption. What the hell is that? Well, what it is, it's Yanukovych. So I'm just going to pop some of that in the video here now. Looks like the Godfather 2 house right there. Every Ukrainian guy can take good pictures of his hot girlfriend. Let's steal it.
For president.
Yeah. Before Maidan, Yanukovych, the pro-Russian president, who's bent like a $3 bill, he built this massive estate, and it's like you'd never see it all in a day, in 2 days, 3 days. It's just ridiculous. I mean, he had his own hydroponic garden, growing his own bananas. He had his own organic farm in there. He had his house. He had his cottage. He even had the little place where he went to sit and have coffee in the morning. You'd have to get a car to drive you there. I don't know if he's ever seen it. A helipad. He's like, oh, I don't like those trees there. They're blocking my view. Let's just knock those out for a mile. And yeah, now it's all open up to the public, but you can see the disgusting wealth. And Ukraine's not a rich country, and they had to pay for all that. But, you know, we walked probably 10 kilometers today around that and haven't even seen half of it. Um, and I was like, you know, what's your hurry, Brandon? Just like that meditation pod, there's nothing that you can't do tomorrow, you know? And it was just the first nice day I've had in months, because I didn't stop working in the hospital. You know, I didn't stop working, scheming, plotting in Poland and everywhere. Um, but who would have thought it'd come from Sasha? You know, I thought it'd come from a nice blonde with big tits, if I'm honest with you. But that never worked out. Even then, I was thinking about work. That's weird, isn't it? Should probably talk to someone about that. But anyway, yeah. Moving forward, tomorrow I drop off the truck at Sabir. That's the CRAF guys, the ones who paint all the guns, the cars, you know. I love hanging out there, and him and I are good friends, and I always feel really welcome there. But I gotta leave it with him because I gotta go get my immigration card tomorrow. And for my immigration card, I can get a Ukrainian bank account. And then with the Ukrainian bank account, when people like Olya or God help me Philip need money, and I decide I'm going to do it on that day, I do say no sometimes. I can just do these card to card transfers to help other volunteers. So that'd be a big thing. Get my card, work on a bank account the next few days because that'll be possible. And then I'm going to have a coffee with Bryce Wilson tomorrow. He's an Australian journalist who turned volunteer. He worked with Philip's brother, Iggy, um, for like 6 weeks, 2 months, between me getting blown up and coming back to Donbass. And we've only ever met once. So get the truck fixed, get my immigration card, and just keep moving forward. I'm gonna try to enjoy myself here, but there's a lot of work to do before we go back out to Donbass. And there's some really exciting things because the more results I get, the more empowered I get by our battalion commander. So hopefully we can make a team number, um, and I'll get a new teammate because Nika wants to go to Kherson. I gotta respect that, um, and we can just keep helping more and more. I want to go on rotations too. I like this is really hard, you know, always trying to think of like being like a semi-humanitarian, but it's really for generators for the army, but you know, Babushkas gets the money to do that. But it's like there's nobody doing what I do. Basically, go rescue Babushkas or whatever, drive to zero to the Russians, and then follow the ambulances back and find the stabilizations. That's because nobody knows where they are. Kiev couldn't tell you, even the highest intelligence. It's a brigade by brigade level, and there's brigade in each town. Like this is total war, you know. What did Canada send to Afghanistan? A brigade? It's like, well, there's a brigade in every village here. Fucking think about that. So anyway, I think I have to keep scheming to get more diesel generators, and then more ketamine, and more morphine, and more. It never ends, does it?